we have a few questions.
Okay.
Where were you the night Lily Bridges disappeared?
Lucy, this is Lily Lucy Fly.
The film is called Earthquake Bird, and it's a crime drama set in Tokyo in 1989 about a young woman working as a translator who gets drawn into a love triangle and becomes a prime suspect in a horrific murder.
I read Wash's script and then the book it was based on, and I just kind of fell in love with how kind of raw and quirky and, like, you know, she's a woman who kind of goes with impulses, and it kind of shows that she has you know, a very big kind of mystery within her, and that is kind of becomes a bit of the mystery of the film as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a psychological thriller, but the psychology is really where the mystery ultimately lies.
Yeah, it kind of melts together in the end.
It's a Freudian field day, basically.
Any good characters, I think, on screen or in books are the ones that dare to show all kinds of sides. I love that in the beginning you kind of don't know if you really can trust her. You kind of even question the way she reacts to certain people. You even wonder if she's, you know, if she's nice. You know, she's very peculiar. Yeah. And that's what I loved with her. But also those kind of like bit often strange moments is also when I felt, oh, that is when you're gonna start feel a connection to her and actually relate to her, because it's very endearing.
It is, and you see two sides to the character straight off, because you're seeing her being interrogated by the police where she's such a hard ass, she's not giving them like an inch, and then you see her flashback to a relationship where she's really exposed and really vulnerable, so you're seeing this very sort of two-sided view of the character.
You are not normal.
Neither are you.
No. So let's not pretend to be.
You photograph everything.
Of course.
The book is by Susanna Jones, and as soon as I started reading it, I just fell into it because it's so psychologically dense. And it's set in Tokyo in the late 80s. I used to live in Japan in the late 80s, so I was really connecting to that. From, I think, about 3 or 4 months beforehand, Alicia was taking sort of Japanese lessons and then really working up, because about 20% of your dialogue is in Japanese, and you'd never spoken a word before. So, but there is a big, long meltdown moment, and we both were like, wow, wouldn't it be great just to do this uninterrupted?
And it's one of those things, because I really enjoyed it, and it's such a cool experience. I mean, as an actor, you get to dive in and try. I mean, like the cello too, I got to, you know, try and learn as much as I could in a short amount of time. But with the Japanese, he was like, what about this idea? And when a director gives you that kind of both gift, and it's like, okay, now you put it out there. Yeah. Now I can't say no.
She likes a challenge.
Yeah, so I was like, I'll go home and think about it, but I already knew. I was like, okay, it's all set. But
yeah, a very, very complicated story that she tells, and very emotionally multi-layered. And I think it was the 8th or 9th take where it was like, that's the one. And I don't think I've ever seen a happier person.
No, I think I ran like
high-fiving the grips, like it was a moment.
Do you have a boyfriend? I do. He's so cute. Cute. Okay, whatever, he's gorgeous. He's like obsessed with you. Why do you say that? I know, man.
She's a piece of work, that one. It's like you're the only one who exists. Then she moves on to someone else, and it's like you were never even there.
What do you say about the future? Come on.
Go to Japan, it's the most amazing place. Tokyo is an incredible city. You see the history of the centuries there, from its ancient palaces and temples to its, you know, completely 21st century, you know, high-rises. And but there's a sort of constant line, like a Japanese aesthetic line that's gone through the centuries that feels unchanged and still feels modern. So there's just something I think inspiring and beautiful and complicated about every single day you're in Tokyo.
Everything from the costume and the set designs and Chang, our DP, it's creating kind of a merge between Eastern and Western culture. And I saw the film and I sat there in a beautiful way, and I was like, I love that I can't say that it reminds me of anything else. And that's the beauty. And I also feel like, you know, in the last few years, we now can finally see more Asian films, you know, here at theatres and vice versa, and also there's a certain kind of like, which I think Wash has, you know, managed to get in the film. It's a certain kind of poetry, a play with mystique, not, you know, a play with symbolism or surrealism. Even if it is a straight line story, it's kind of there.
No,
it's like
yeah.
the not knowing of what can happen in the next second that is exciting.
I think when audiences see the film, I want them to go on the ride. I want them to go on the journey with what this woman's doing really in the present to try and process her past. It's really about things that have happened to her that are kind of manifesting themselves within this kind of crime story. So I feel what it brings is a kind of catharsis, that this sense that you can move through things, difficult things that have sort of almost held you back or challenged you in your past. There is a way that life will kind of give you an opportunity sometimes to break through.
You must trust me.
You're the only person who ever really saw who I was.